CB4, can we afford? Ladies and gentlemen, got introduced by some fire. God damn it, fire in the boots. The man's hot, but no, the man's very hot. The man's very hot. Those were the sights and sounds of Black Thought. I guess he's the lead member, of the Roots crew. Lead lyricist, actually only lyricist. Rozelle. Rozelle and a bunch of noisemakers over there. Well, not noisemakers, they're artists, they're musicians. Questlove has an afro. So we were talking about Black Thought's freestyle and people being prisoner of the moment once again. Yes. In my opinion, IMO, it was top 10 best freestyles that Flex has ever been in the room for. Ever?
That on Flex.
I said that Flex has been in the room for. That Flex has been in the room for.
Best top 10.
Top 10 freestyles.
Top 10. Okay.
Top 10. That
so it's like 10.
It's like 10 freestyles. Not 10 freestyles ahead of it, but it's in a class of 10 freestyles.
Where on this list is
Now we're talking about freestyles that Flex was in the room for, correct?
Name another one that was memorable.
Okay, I'll give you the first lines. Okay. You plan to bang. I plan to bang too. You don't know?
I know.
You saying the thing, I'm seeing the thing through?
No, you plan. No,
correct. Yeah, okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, all right. That's the number one.
Yes,
that's the number one.
That wasn't the only Jay-Z one. The one with the
corporate takeover.
Some of the Grammy family one. The one that okay.
Well,
so that's one. That's two. And Black Thought's 3.
See, but that's the thing. People are calling that. Now they're calling him. They're saying it's the greatest freestyle, and now, he's in the GOAT conversation as a rapper. Now he's in.
But look at what they have to compare.
I know.
Hold up. Let it go.
Okay. Look at what they have to compare to. That's why they going there. Because right now we listening to Lil Uzi Vert and all them, and I think nobody.
And I get that. I can get that. I will respect that if Black Thought was a new artist.
Yeah.
He's not a new artist. See, this the whole thing with this being prisoner of the moment.
Really
Black Thought, as I said on our post, he's not nice. He's been nice.
Right.
Yes.
He's been nice. So
yeah, but if you don't come outside and we don't get to hear you,
you see me every day.
Not even that. I think right now we living in the era of everything retro. You know what I'm saying? So these kids is looking at Black Thought like, oh, this old dude can actually rap.
Actually,
the Jimmy Fallon sidekick can rap, yo.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking too. Like, all right.
You mean
Black Thought, Black Thought, MC of all time.
No, I'm gonna have to go no.
I'm gonna say, don't put me in a situation where I gotta think that hard.
I'm gonna say, is he a top 20? Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go with top 20
as an artist.
As an artist,
no, we're talking about pure
rapper.
As a rapper, just as
if you just say lyrics, sis, I could put him in the top 15.
Yeah,
I could put him in the top.
Yes,
I can say that the Roots are a top 15.
Absolutely.
As a unit. I mean, well, he is the use and the use is him. I mean,
I'm saying the roots of him.
Lyrics,
if we just saying just lyrics,
just breaking down
I
Black
can put him in
Thought's
the top 15. I can put him in the top 15.
Yeah, so he's a third teamer. So yeah, if we have the top 15, that's first 5.
No, just him. We saying
just him. Just him.
We're not going. We're not counting the group.
If saying if we got 20 MCs, put them in a line.
Yeah, they battle each other, right?
Yeah.
He can survive in that top 20.
Yeah. Of course.
Now he can survive more than one.
Yeah.
He can survive a lot more than round 1.
Yeah.
But it's going to be 19 hyenas. You see what I'm saying? It's not just anybody in it. And like you said, people are prisoners of the moment. Now what he did with the 10 minutes, that was cool. That was like this. I think people took it from me just saying it's cool just because I'm not blown away. I'm looking like, yo, he already can rap. I get that.
Right.
He did a 10-minute joint. Listen,
yes.
I write, I rhyme. I know what I'm talking about. Like, yo, we have rhymes that we will never record. that we just have them. So the fact that he tried to pump it off, exactly. The fact that he tried to pump it off as a freestyle, I'm not buying. I don't want this. He don't even have to tell me. He don't have to tell me that. He can say it, but I'm looking like it's one of those. Yeah, I did it off the top. Sure you did. Like that's how I would answer because I don't even want to argue.
This style came off for free.
Like, sure you did. Like sure
you are hard to impress. That's free. What that is.
No, and I like.
Thank you, Al.
You're learning.
There you go. You're learning fast.
I'm just saying, I like Black Thought.
Nah, because he's like if Pat came out with the 10-minute freestyle, I'd be like, but that's Pat though.
Right. That's supposed to do that. Right. We knew this thing could do this. We knew he could do
that. Like, show me something you can't do. Right. Standing on top of your neck.
Rapping Chinese, Pat.
And Papoose
I couldn't understand that shit. And then I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. It was whack. It was whack.
First of all, I'm not a Papoose fan. First off, I thought Papoose, he can rap. I want to say that he can rap.
First of all, you already answered.
The hardest to please individual.
No, but Papoose, do you know what the name of Papoose's supposed first album was supposed to be called?
What was it supposed to be called?
Nasarima Dream. Nasarima Dream. You know what that is? It's America spelled backwards. Once he did that, I said, this nigga, I thought he sucked before. Like, he sucks. I was like, yo, you're just one of those extra. Nasarima Dream? Like, that doesn't even sound like a cool name to pick up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is why when he named this shit Nasarima Dream, I said, yeah, he's never going to win.
This shows you how he
Please do.
Who won between Mace and Cameron?
It was a draw.
What?
Here we go.
See?
Yeah.
But that's different.
It wasn't a great battle.
It wasn't a different one, though.
It wasn't even a great battle.
Horses in a race. Got horses in a race.
No, stop. Bring that all the way in.
It wasn't even a great battle.
It was a draw. For the first time in my life, I looked at Cam through one eye like, what?
But why would you do that? Because Cam was telling the truth and you didn't understand nothing he was saying in that. That's why you looked at him. That's why you probably looked at Mace like that.
Because we knew Mace could rap already. Even though he went and
I think Mace, honestly, the funny thing is, it was a time where I thought Mace was the better rapper, just straight rapping. But the whole thing about body of work, if you take Mace's top 20 songs about body of work, Cam has a lot more material, so we can put together 20 songs that are better than those songs. Now, if you just say Confessions of Fire versus Harlem World, it's Harlem World all day.
Right.
I thought Harlem World was the better album, but Mace stopped. Cam kept going. So Cam has put together enough material that you can be like, you know what? I can get 20 good songs from him. Now I might have to pull him. I may have to pull him from there.
Well, all that means is that Cam should have hit all that good material to get some ideas.
Should have made some better songs, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
makes good songs.
They said time to get it together.
They said 20. They said 20 years. 20 years.
He's like, yeah, we about to go back out here and get it real quick.
Y'all didn't want to hear Mace. Y'all didn't want to hear Cam tell you how Mace used to wear his clothes. Y'all didn't want to hear Cam
monotone through the whole thing.
He definitely did.
Like somebody had a gun to his head. You better say something back. Don't go Nikki and Remy out here.
All right.
Somebody said don't do it.
No, I'm saying Cam said the truth. He was saying the truth part, but for somebody,
why didn't get it mixed down?
Because he didn't care, he was just throwing out. He's on tour. He was just like, yo. And if you know Cam, that's how he is. I'm telling you.
Mixed down after the tour.
He doesn't care. He really
not mixed down.
Right.
He really doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He really doesn't care.
Cam. He wants to pay attention to this and not why Jim Jones look like him, but whatever.
Cam don't care about that. All of them dudes was underneath his thumb. So that was that. So Black Thought, great lyrics, sis. Top 20 MC ever. Just in lyrics.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
He busts down his
As an artist, no.
Nope.
As an artist, no.
Remember, Black Thought's been around
since
the beginning.
Why you say as an artist? No?
Because at no point in hip hop history has Black Thought ever been considered one of the best rappers. Period.
Right.
Like you have.
It's always been an afterthought.
This is my thing about
afterthought. Philly.
This is okay. Yeah.
No, but okay. He's in the front of our minds now.
Right.
But when we have conversations about rap, Black Thought is always one of the last names brought up. Now you won't get. That's what I'm saying. You won't get much rebuttal from it. But at the same time, he's never in the forefront of your mind. And I think it's
only because he slept on because his personality is unassuming.
And he has the roots. Exactly. Like it's almost it's a hindrance and it's a boost for him at the same time.
Because he's in a group.
Because he's in a group, exactly. And he's the only rapper in the group, but he's still a group.
I can't even put this. I agree with you, but there's a part that I'm like, yo, I can't give him the out because Public Enemy is a group.
Yeah, Chuck D.
Eric B. Rakim, Eric B. Rakim, group
Right.
technically. BDP, group technically.
Right.
That didn't stop them from still.
I mean, real shit. I ain't know Black Thought's name until
Thought can rap like we already know. We already know if we put him on the street corner, you put him in front of NEMC, he's gonna burn down. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna burn down, and he's probably gonna burn some of the top people up front. He probably could, but at the same time, he could get at Jay too. But the thing is, Jay can get at him too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to be a wash. But what I'm saying
75% of niggas.
When you talk about history, when you talk about the history of rap, you're not bringing him up, and he's never had a pocket. To me, and that
I'm gonna bring him up.
Who you gonna? I play this. My thing is this: for what time frame are you gonna bring him up?
They
for?
can perform.
That's my point.
That's what
not no time frame.
And that's their thing. They've had so much of this like subtle, humble success that they've just always been around.
Yeah.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. They've never been in competition for the top of anything, but they've always made respectable music all the time. Like I can remember, like the Roots have been out since Biggie. I mean, they had a Biggie beef. They had a Biggie beef, and I can remember Questlove being on the basement talking about how the Roots wanted a song like Shoulderling with Dro. Like from there on, they've always been around, and that's what I'm saying. They've always made quality music, but at the same time, yeah, for real, we've taken them for granted for the longest time.
Yeah.
They're honorable mentioned all the time, and Black Thought for the obviously the talent that he has, they're a little slept on, a lot slept on, a lot slept on.
Well, he got a new mixtape out now called The Gift.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Be sure to ignore it. All right.
The whole freestyle.
You're going to hear the mixtape's going to be all the raps. It's going to be all the raps. Nigga, this is 5 minutes into the freestyle. I heard this song already.
So he's not versatile. I think that also hurts him. He's not versatile.
Yeah.
By song 6 is going to sound exactly like the freestyle you just heard.
Like this sounds just like coming to break you off.
Online, I'm getting all the nobody wants with him. I got an issue with that phrase. With that phrase.
What?
You know, when people people use that with Eminem a lot too, and people be like, nobody wants with him. You know why I can't go with that when people say that is because they act as if the person they're saying, who the fuck, nigga, please. Right. What you doing? Got some goddamn nerve calling me. I done text you 50 times. Nah, forget it. By the way, if you look at, I will curve you. When I call, hold up, on a side note, when I call or text you and you don't pick up, and then by the time you pick up, it's not that I missed it. I purposely am not picking up. I'm telling you now. Well, back to the show. What you going?
Okay.
Back to the show.
All right.
When people be like, "Oh, nobody wants it with this person," when they say that, I only can go for that as if the person said something to you to give you the opportunity. Like, you can't invite me to a fight. It's like, yeah, what's up, you sucker ass nigga?
Right.
And I say, and then I'm clearly be like, nah, I ain't got no problem.
Oh, he don't want
That's
me.
I don't want it.
Yeah, right.
But it can't just be, yo, Donna be knocking niggas out. And I'm like, so?
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to with him. He don't say nothing to me either.
Right.
He don't say nothing to me either.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways.
I knock niggas out too. What the fuck is
I knock niggas out too. Yeah, but you don't. But why you ain't sit down to him? Why he ain't sit down to me? Right. And then it's like, yo, and I hate how people he's the GOAT and what's the word? Underrated in the same sentence.
Nah, right.
Yo,
he's the most underrated GOAT of all time, baby.
Some niggas are rated exactly where they need to be rated at.
Right.
That's why I say, honestly, there's no such thing as no GOAT in rap. You'll never get a definitive answer. What I say is, you'll get people that you can say they're in the conversation. Mm-hmm. That's the best you can get. For example, we are not talking about LL Cool J when it comes to lyrics like that crazy anymore, but he is clearly in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly in the conversation. Right. He's one of the best of all times, period. And that's it. And it's not just, people like to do something like this. This is you know who gets it the worst? Jay-Z's underrated. I believe Jay-Z's underrated, honestly. I believe he's underrated.
How's that possible? How's that possible?
No, never mind.
He's under and over at the same time.
No, he's underrated because I don't
number one.
No, I don't believe people really be knowing how nice he really is. Like Jay-Z is almost like he's the persona of success. So people are afraid. Why do you think
they forget?
No, I don't think they even know. That's what I'm saying. He's successful. He's successful. No, what I mean is this. A Rick Ross and them. What is this? What I notice about the South, and I don't want to pick on the South, a lot of the South success is based in how many records they sell, how many times they're on TV, how popular they are. I get all that stuff. When they're talking about people, or if they got a beef with somebody, come on, man, who are you? You ain't selling no records. You ain't getting no money. You not doing this more than me. You know, I call Jay-Z the big joker. You know why I call him the big joker?
You can't pull that shit on him.
He beats every card on the table. So you can't go to Jay and be like, you ain't got no money. Check, you're wrong there. You ain't selling records. I've sold way more records than you. You ain't popping than me. Nigga, I'm 40-something, 48. Right. And I've been doing this for whatever.
I got the popping machine. I got the shit that you want to be on.
You don't have no room to go. But the funny thing is, when you get funny people like the Locks, where it's like, nigga, we don't care how much money you got. Because that's how, when you a real lyricist, that's what it boils down to. Rick Ross, and I love Rick Ross. I know him and Jay-Z is cool. But what would Rick Ross do if Jay-Z was to ever say, fuck you, you don't want it with me? He'll chalk it. He won't even attempt to go.
You're right. You're right. I don't even want that shit, though.
Jake, because this is what they do with Jay. Yo, all right, you can judge Jay. Take away the money, the videos, like they show him about everything.
Take his kids away.
And then say, take away all this and say now this. And the funny thing is, if you do, because Jay-Z at the heart of himself, if you take all that stuff away, he's still like, I'm still better than you, and just that. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of funny shit going on in hip hop. That's why, like I said, with the Meek Mill shit, he's a man. I always call him a man without a country because of shit like that. He doesn't know what plane he wants to stay on.
He's in the country of Philly.
That was a terrible joke. You're too smart. You know exactly what I'm going.
It was like corny issues.
No, but I think all these young, hood niggas, he speaks for them though.
He does. So but at the same thing,
country because they support him.
But the same thing is this. Jay-Z represents. You know why people don't rock with Jay-Z? Because Jay-Z is a hard look in the mirror of progress. And what I mean by this,
he's a hard look, period.
Yeah,
that's good.
But Jay represents progress that the average person just doesn't make. And I'm not talking about just working. I'm talking about the average person really doesn't excel in anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when you got Jay saying stuff like, when he opens up songs, when he says it's the eventual triple platinum nigga with the solid gold fame. He's saying this before Hard Knock Life came out. Then he sells 6 million records. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Like people aren't really advancing in things that they're trying to do. There's a small portion of successful people just in the world. Like honestly, you see what I'm saying? Not even to that point. So when you hear Jay, when you hear Nas, when you hear people like that, what I like about them is the fact that you know where they stand at in life at that moment. Like, could you imagine if Jay-Z was to follow trends, how he would sound? Right. You see what I'm saying? Like what he would be talking about. That's why he even made fun of it. He was like, I'm in the skirt
with your bitches.
Yeah, right.
Cool story.
I'm in the skirt. Like, come on, like
cool story.
Then he's like, enough of that. Enough of that. Like, come on, like seriously.
All right, the last 20 minutes was paid for by Rock Nation.
I got the goddamn money. That's right.
Everybody wish you died.
A one.
What is this gentleman, ladies stuff y'all trying to talk about?
Okay.
Oh, go to that. Yes.
All right. So boom.
I have an ongoing argument with one of my ex co-hosts, LaVonda Felton.
Vonda.
Yes. We always talk about being a gentleman and a lady, and I was saying it's a learned behavior, and she says it's a trait. She says it's a trait because she's like, if that's who you are, because I was explaining this. I was saying every guy that says nice guys come in last at some point was a nice guy or whatever. And I explained to her how my mother, she did a great job with me, so I think. And so she told me to be a gentleman, women like this, that, and the third. But the part that she left out that she would never put in there is the fact that you can't treat every woman like a lady
goddamn
because
lady.
They're not. Because I had a time when I was a kid, I thought for a female to have sex with you, they had to actually like you.
Right. Right.
Actually like you.
Silly me.
Because that's the furthest from the truth.
Right.
So my thing was, my side of the argument is, and I'm asking y'all ladies, I feel that being a gentleman and lady is learned behavior. It's not a trait. It's not in you. It's not in you. It has to be learned. It has to be modeled.
And nobody is just naturally chivalrous.
Exactly. And I agree with you. I really do think it's something that has to be learned. A boy can't know in terms of like holding a door for a lady, and unless someone is modeling that to him, or unless someone is showing him something like that. That is something that a gentleman does. Just like in terms of pushing her in a chair for a lady, or opening and holding like a car door. You know, that's something that a boy has to see. It's not just a trait that just comes automatically. It's something that has to be learned over time. So I do believe, yes, you know, it is something learned to being a gentleman or a lady. Just like even for a lady in terms of how she even carries herself, her mom has to teach her these things. It's not something that she just knows instinctively of going, oh, that's right, I do put on my pantyhose. I had to be taught something like that. So, yeah.
And you know what's scary about that? What's scary about that is that she's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And if we're absolutely right, then where is it right now today? Because those aren't the traits that the young women that we deal with today have. And most young men, no, I take that back. There are some good young men, because they are still being modeled a certain way.
Right.
It's actually, from what I've seen, the young women where they don't have that learned trait, or they haven't been shown that. And I'm not going to say that this is a woman's place, but however, there is a space that I feel that we belong in to have, you know, to have, how do I say, like a balance.
Right. No, there's and especially when it comes to raising children, like there is a role for the father and there's a role for the mother. And when you try to play both, or when you have a lack thereof one, it is immediately reflected in your children. And you know, working in the school system for a time, you can see it. You can see, you can tell the difference between the children who are raised by, you know, whether it be a parent or parents, or the ones who are raised by the television, and what their values are, and the way that they prioritize what goes on in school. I'm a firm believer that it's learned behavior.
My thing about the fact that it's learned is because me and her were going back and forth about, because I was saying how it's something that you can't display with every female. Right. And that was my argument, because her argument was, if this is who you are, you should do it anyway. I'm not talking about holding doors and stuff like that. Like, to me, holding doors and stuff, that's more connected to manners. Yes, common courtesy. That's, you know what I'm saying, common courtesy. That's just because, first off, every time I hold a door for a female, they always don't say thank you. Right, right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so, now, even though I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I didn't have to hold this shit for you like that. Right. But I don't say it. I'm kind of like, because when it comes to those kind of manners, I'm on autopilot. Right. But in terms of knowing who you should treat like a lady, because they've kind of acted their part, and you like, okay, they deserve this, and then other ones that you like, shit, I could have done that. Yes, you have to do things a certain way. Let me give you a small example. This is not even an example. This really happened. I was in high school during practice. Female that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, and it was cool. I went and talked to her before the practice and everything. I got a hug. I went to lean in for a kiss. She gave me the side cheek. She gave me the side cheek. Oh, and no. Mind you, I didn't say nothing. I kind of was like, whatever. And that was kind of it. The thing about it, I've always been like real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitive about the vibes and shit, right? Vibes. And something was off. And so I knew she used to, a friend of mine, he used to always, like, you know, talking or maybe around or whatever, but it wasn't all those shitey shit. Like, I would just sit out just sitting around each other, right? And I was just like, nah, he ain't doing that to me, whatever. So practice goes on, and maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, the ball goes to the side. The ball goes to the side of the door. I go over to get the ball. I look up in the hallway. He's slobbing her down right in the hallway. Like, no, I'm watching this. Right, mind you, she wasn't my girl, but she was clearly somebody I was talking to. Right.
And you clearly got to give us some points. She didn't kiss you and then go kiss him.
She slobbed this nigga down.
Right, but she didn't give you none of that. So, like,
that's my point.
I can't even be mad at her.
No, hold up.
I can only be mad at it if she licked you and then she went and slobbed him down.
It's not even about being. This not even about being mad at her. So she that's a good one, but she's gonna be who she is.
Right.
You mad at your man?
I'm not even mad at him because the whole thing was this. He
treating
after
her
it was
like,
over,
right.
he was just like this. I was like, so we in the locker room get dressed. I was like, damn, Lusa, you fuck with Shorty? He said, yo, man, I told you she be out here messing around. So I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't mad at her. You know who I was mad at? Me.
But listen, let me run that back for you one time because I get where you're coming from. Because what you're basically saying is I could have treated her like that, because that's how they was treating her. But listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna need you to look at that glass half full, because it could very well be a situation where she looked at you as though you were too good to do to what she was doing with them.
See, I was 15 years old.
Men don't want that shit. We want you to treat us just like you treat them. Don't treat me better. Don't treat me. You be the hoe that you was for everybody else.
Yes.
Be that same hoe for me.
Yes.
Don't be special. Don't think
levels to this shit.
Don't 21 day me. No, if you gonna be a hoe for that nigga, be a hoe for me too.
Listen, because if I'm a hoe at Park Heights, by the time I get to Towson, I'm a nun.
See, no,
get it all the way together.
Bullshit.
Not if we find
and that's exactly why I never stayed on one side of town.
Nobody knows what happened from one zip code to the next. Get it together.
Nope.
I'm
all
telling
over
you,
the city.
I'm telling you that whole thing, and I'm a proponent of that. Yes, most of the females, I had to look back in my own life. Most of the females that I've dealt with, hard body, I've had sex with them earlier than later, and that's just another story. Female, she wanted to.
It just doesn't sound good.
No, because the whole thing is this. No. See, my thing is this: with sex, there's no way you can tell me. You can tell in the first minute if you're gonna have sex with me or not, and then talk about wait 90 days.
That's not true.
Fuck out of here. If you can tell that
so one or the other,
we one or the other.
You
get it out the way.
You see what he's saying, but that's not true, because we can. Like what we saying is, we know by looking at you in that first minute. Okay, so listen, I know this nigga got on some fucked up dopes, but could I fuck him, maybe? Yeah, you know what?
And the minute you decide,
yes, but I have to wait 90 days because I need this nigga to get at least 4 checks from wherever he work at to get it together. You feel me? That's how we look at it. Like I'm some time.
That's
get it together.
You describing that's describing a bum ass nigga. We talk about nigga that got himself together.
Up and coming. Okay.
No,
I don't need a nigga already well put together, because the nigga already well put together is out here doing his thing.
NWP. Nigga with potential. NWP, baby.
Those are the best kind.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yes, they are. You can get 2 of them on sale in the corner.
Shit.
It's not a game.
Niggas with potential.
Niggas with potential, baby.
I'm gonna need a slut
up
front.
And what year does potential cut off? What age limit is potential? Like, can you
after their credit score is fucked up?
I was saying, no, but I'm saying, can you be 45 in potential?
No,
exactly.
No, it's your credit score, because he's running up your shit. Right. Potential ain't got no job, ain't got no car. You fucking with Jody.
What's the age limit of potential?
Because think about it, you can't be 45. Like, come on, baby, we gonna get these matching bus passes.
But what I'm saying, what if he got an online business that's starting up or something? That's potential.
It can't be starting at 45.
Can't be started up
because at 40 you knew what you wanted to do, and if you didn't, that's
fine. You got 5 years to problem. You got 5 years to build up. You got 5 years. It could be any. It could be bitcoins. You don't know. It could be.
Stop it.
Oh, I got some of those.
Trying that right now.
All right,
bitcoins, right?
I'm about to be working in 2 months.
Real shit. There's a story. There's a story floating around about a gentleman who he basically sold bitcoins, but he didn't have bitcoins. He had Chuck E. Cheese tokens, but he ran up to $1 million in that shit. Scam God. Shut up, sir. I don't know. There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers in New York. I will tell you that, because that's exactly where he was. He was in New York. Yes, you got to make $1 million.
You can touch $1 million motherfuckers up there. What's up? That makes sense.
First of all, where do you get the supply of Chuck E. Cheese coins?
Right.
To get up to
somebody had to be like
$10,000 for one. It was a solid gold. You know, it's a solid gold.
Oh my God! Nah, he got to be in there at the same time Chucky come out. Chucky come out and throw tokens and tickets.
And nobody found out till motherfucker today got home and they kids was like, "Oh, we going to Chuck E. Cheese?" Like, nah, son, we about to move.
Wait a minute,
Chuck E. Cheese? Like, somebody can call them Chuck E. Cheese, nigga, because that's Chucky. I know that damn rat face anywhere.
No, he told me there was rat coins. God damn it!
But I'm telling you, females, I need to be slutted up for everybody, and that's just that.
No. Sorry.
So, but you know what?
First, you don't succeed.
Let me ask a question then. Since we doing all of that, we're gonna flip that coin.
Okay.
How is it possible then, as a man, for like I've heard tell that men once they a certain way, that's who they are, that's how they stay, especially if they over their 30s.
Man,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't expect a 30-year-old man to start brushing his hair a different way than he has been.
Look at KD. Nope, KD ain't gonna brush his hair.
He got some other shit with his, but
no, he
it's
his
gone.
It go which way it's supposed to go anyway. He probably got a brush in his back pocket.
Oh, it's in the car.
No, it's nearby.
It's in the passenger seat, and it's got the seatbelt on.
His 15-year-old self was brushing his hair. Like, yo, this will be rolling with those bongs.
Chicago.
Bong, keep it together.
Well, actually, I do have a brush in the car.
You know, that's what I'm saying. It's
I'm also not from Baltimore, so I take pride in my appearance.
Okay, that's
a shot. I'm just saying, my boy. Hey,
it's not even a regular brush.
What do you want me to do?
This one is
Yes, I do you a feeling.
Shit made on the whalebone.
Because he gotta have all his arm motion while he's running.
It's got hard Brussels on one side.
Yeah,
the soft Brussels is on the other side. Right.
I'm trying to tell you. He looks
for the
at
beard.
that wavy sponge brush stupid. Who's using that?
Fuck is this, B? The fuck is this right here? What are you doing with this? It's for the mess with you.
Coming at all the youngins. That's not a brush. This is a brush.
Yes.
I'm just praying that my damn son doesn't have the Baltimore peaks.
Oh shit!
Shit
The
going on.
What is the Baltimore peaks?
It's all of us. We all have that. Well, all
You
right.
know, when your fucking hairline starts back here and then it points this way, the shit that way. So the minute that shit, if he doesn't have my genes with that,
Baby road
then
gang.
he's
So
just
wait a
gonna be
minute,
getting
but wait a
straight
minute.
baldies for life.
Everybody missed that. That's a beauty tip for men. If you keep brushing your hair consecutively,
Yeah.
you won't get your hairline fucked up when you go to get a shape up.
Exactly.
And
Always
don't wear
pushing
all these
nigga
hats.
shit back. Yeah, man.
Don't wear all these goddamn hats.
Diamond K shit been good all his life.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I never seen the peaks.
Diamond K shit ain't never going
Never
nowhere.
seen the peaks.
Ain't never
Look,
going nowhere.
and now you got the full-on
Let me tell you-
Wolverine.
The Indian.
The
That shit killed him.
Oh,
see that shit?
here's the thing. We got to talk BMAs.
We do. We got to talk to BMAs.
Oh hell yeah, we got to talk
Yeah,
to
talk about
BMAs.
the BMAs.
And I'm upset about the goddamn BMAs.
Well, go ahead.
Why?
Because it was so dry. It
I
was
see.
so
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Let her go.
I really had to go there
That's
because,
shit, you-
like, at the very beginning, like, we're all like, "Welcome to the BMAs." I hear dry crickets. Like, no one is applauding. No one is giving anybody love. That the performers were doing good. You really heard head claps that people were already dipping. Like, after, like, it made me upset.
Baltimore's a tough city.
It is.
So it's
I
just like,
see.
Now you know what's bad though?
I see even LA people
I've
give
never
us some
even
love
been-
and
and
support.
This is gonna sound disrespectful, but I thought that shit was getting thrown into 5 seasons every year because of
you mean a Crown Award?
whatever it is. Like all
Those
every
two different
time,
awards.
like they
Shit.
look the same. They look the same. I haven't gone to either one. They look the same. I'm just
Same
telling
city,
you.
same
The
similar.
way that people act at the joint.
But
all
you gonna
of
have
that.
some of the same.
everybody's too cool for school. Everybody's too
But
cool
like
for
he just
school.
said, like he just said, Baltimore's a hard city. I grew up in the city rapping. Baltimore's a hard city. You know what I'm saying, Dom? You be up there rapping, and you get up there, and it's a crowd. But you don't sound bad, but as you're rapping, the nigga that was before you rapping, he leaving, so his crowd that came with him leaving. You know what I mean? Whoever was at the bar, they running outside
This
to
is the
go
point.
smoke cigarettes.
This
and
is the
rap and
point.
talk
This is
and
the point
smoke
we
a
were
blunt
trying to
or
make.
something.
Right.
Before you know what happened, they leaving because now they making a bar run. And before you know what happened, people that are actually good don't even get heard. And they don't get any respect
That's
from their
exactly
own
what
people.
happened.
But those same people turn around and want you to show up for their shows and their music videos.
But that's
and things of that
because
nature.
each artist brings their people with them.
Right.
And after
Right.
they do their thing,
They
they say,
leave.
"Okay,
They
we're
say no
around
more,
here
right.
for, let's go
Right.
do whatever."
Yeah, they leave.
I've had 2 shows out here and burnt down both of them. But I'm just saying, burnt it down. Maybe because they
Like you
just
said,
didn't have
fire?
one. Fire, burnt it down. First off,
I mean, who was rapping? You or your ego?
no, it's always the ego. Both. But the whole thing, first off, the
Ego was the
difference
feature.
is this.
Ego was the
Before we
feature.
get to the BMAs, the reason why I was successful because I had one dude before me that he came out there and said, "Yo, I'm real hip hop. You know how real I am? I'll come out here and rap just in my socks." I said, "Well, check one. I'm going to be better than him." Then, you know what I'm saying? Then I had another dude. Then I had another dude come in. Yo, He was walking around the venue the whole time. This dude was swole. Like he had like 50 Cent, like when he first came out swole. Yo, and I was like, yo,
kind of swole.
like this. We judge, you know what I'm saying? You judge, you assume, you jump to conclusions. If I see you with your shirt like this and everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna expect you to be on some old gangster shit. When this nigga came out, no, this nigga's song came on. First off, he had his hat, and he came up. He went all the way to the stage. He was like, yeah, you know, my name is such and such and such. You know, I'm going to do a little something for my Baltimore peoples. Now, mind you, voice just like that. I'm going to do something for my Baltimore people. You know what I'm saying, yo? So he did that shit. Next thing you know, the beat comes on. This nigga starts dancing. He was like, do your dance like me. I said, oh, my God. I was like, okay, check 2. I'm going to be better than him.
I feel like I've seen that rapper before.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I don't say his name because I don't want the nigga looking for me. But I'm saying.
He in the gym right now.
This nigga like, oh, this motherfucker talking about me. Him.
I will not be a part of this part.
Then the last dude that came on before me, the nigga, yo, I was looking at him. I was like, did anybody remind him that he had a show tonight? Like, look like somebody grabbed this nigga directly off of the corner and was like, hey, like somebody opened the door and was like, hey, you right there. You right? Yes. Come on stage. And that's it.
I got one song.
So just off of appearance alone, I knew I was going to. Remember that show these came on back in the days? You get the lip sync shit. You got to get judged on all the different categories.
Putting on the hits.
Thank you. That's exactly what it was. Putting on the hits.
Way out of my age bracket.
I was like, damn, how old am I?
Yes.
I was thinking lip sync battle.
Yeah, me too.
That's where lip sync battle comes from.
This is obviously some shit that was on in the 80s.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it was.
Exactly. Right.
I was definitely 2 years old at that time.
Still on the titty
Yeah,
somewhere.
You had your categories and
Destiny's
everything.
Child was on Star Search.
I remember Star Search. I remember Star Search.
Destiny's Child were
But
children.
this
On the same channel, the same day.
Putting on the hits. I don't remember this one.
So yeah, you YouTube it.
Ed McMahon didn't host this one. I
So
don't
just
know.
off appearance alone, I was like, okay, I'm cleaner than these niggas.
Right.
I actually not gonna take off my shoes, so that's what I was gonna get. That's gonna be
hip hop. I rap.
That's gonna be good. And actually rap better than them.
Right.
But the problem is, the thing about it is, Baltimore, like I said at the BMAs, before I get there, Diamond, don't try to ignore us. You put us. Diamond K had us sitting through the whole show. Now Diamond's my bro, so we gonna sit there and wait. Nikki's a sis, so we gonna wait.
Yeah.
Fine. So it was up there. So
Nikki, bus under.
First of all, I don't think he just put you under the bus.
Hit us.
Yeah.
See,
I told you that shit.
You were saying that the whole
I
time.
told you that. I told you.
I didn't care about that.
Yeah.
I
know she did it.
So you didn't think, okay, they might not have a crowd by the time they get up there, but they got the best category.
Yeah,
You hope for the best. You hope for the best. Right. You hope for the best.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it like a true performer, though.
Right. She wasn't dealing with her nigga mind. Right. She was dealing with
like I said,
normal,
like
respectable
I
people
do
who
appreciate
stay.
you.
Right.
I do appreciate you.
Normally, so here's the thing. So that's that was the seventh one.
Right.
Yes.
So what I've learned is I've tried to train the crowd. Tried to train them slowly.
Trick these niggas, right?
Yes. This is how it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a beginning, middle, and the end.
Exactly.
You're supposed to dress up. You're supposed to I'm trying to get them to, and it's hard to get.
I missed the dress up part. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm trying to get them there, and I'm trying to get them to understand that shit's supposed to crescendo.
Right.
But they're used to, I think,
The crowd.
like bust your low early.
Right.
Just,
So what we're gonna do? What we should do in the future? We should make like a tutorial video.
The fact that you said crescendo,
how to
they didn't know
attend
what the fuck
an
they
award
were talking
ceremony.
about.
Right? Crescendo.
You lost them once you said crescendo.
Who said croissants? They got croissants in here.
You probably lost 100 people right there. Like, talking about some
What a fancy bread at, nigga. Look at
I was gonna ask you, like, I thought it was supposed to be like a red carpet type of feel thing.
Well,
Like-
rain hurts a lot of those things as well.
raindrops.
It's a lot of
It did rain a little bit.
It rained, and it rained the year before the last also.
Okay.
So that's just one of those. That's just one of those things. I mean, you never can predict the weather. But it's just one of those things. But it's just,
Here's our idea to fix it, Diamond. Okay?
No,
you ready?
I got a new fix.
ready.
You got a new fix it? All right, here we go. Here's our idea. Listen. Listen.
A little bit from you.
You ready? Okay. You might want to take a lot from us. Are you ready? Listen.
Take a lot.
Let us host it. There you go. Simple fix. There you go.
Simple fix.
There you go.
I mean, because if you let
You
him
want to
shoot
that?
any part
What?
of it,
You can have five for that.
Ah! you see that?
Yes.
I'm about to put Diamond on the spot. You was good with you was good with the host? Don't answer that. But don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Don't worry about it. Shut up. Don't worry about it. No. I took a long sip on that shit. Let's go.
Who was the host?
His mic wasn't on.
His mic wasn't
His mic wasn't on.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we're talking about something else. Yeah, we're talking about something else. We're talking about something else.
I want to know why the hell.
I'm gonna Google it.
Why was it our part film? Nobody got no
Damn it.
video
Was,
of that.
that shit was tear jerking. Ain't nobody get what he said. That was
No.
pissed off.
I was
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was heartwarming,
like,
motivational.
I was disgusted. I gave a nice impromptu speech that two people
I
heard.
gotta speak. It was good.
I imagine that the face Diamond has right now is the same face he has with his kids.
I want
Shout out to everybody that did host and do their thing.
Yeah, shout out to all you guys.
Yes.
Shout out to the performers. Stuck out to me. Joe Millionaire stuck out to me. You got to dance out of me, sir.
That was
Joe Millionaire got to dance out of me.
That was the dude that was coming to the side of the stage.
Yeah, we had the energy. The guy was by himself.
The one that you do the bicycle.
I was doing the shit. Yeah, this shit. Yeah, this shit. Yeah, Joe
Yeah, because any song nowadays, as long as you can do
Yeah, as long as you can do this shit right here, so as
long as you do that, that's it. That's it.
It was good shit. It was good shit. Overall, optically, I believe that it was beautiful. Like it looked really nice. It was really nice setup. I appreciate it. That's how my boyfriend BMAs was really well done, but it could have been appreciated more.
Yeah.
Exactly. If they were stayed for an event, it was really a nice event for Baltimore artists, especially.
Let me ask this:
Yes.
Are you saying that at the award show, people were doing what they did at regular shows? Like
Yes.
after that, people get an award, they left.
They did.
Yes.
Oh.
And
The
the energy in terms of people coming, like I said, it's so
Because,
crazy.
because basically that's what Diamond is saying that we need to fix.
Yeah, that's why we toured for.
That's
We'll fix it. Yeah.
Baltimore's too cool for school. It's too cool for school.
Is this thing going?
And that's why.
Okay, so we just had a conference. Real
At a
quick.
conference. Okay,
We
just-
see.
it was a good powwow right there. We talked amongst,
Yes.
we talked amongst ourselves while you did that.
All right, so I'm the type of person that I like to call people on their shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Please, let's go.
Do it.
We didn't want to call no names, but bet.
I
Yeah.
love calling names. I call names.
Bet, fine.
Okay.
Let's
I like
go.
to call people on their shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do something I never did before.
Okay.
Beautiful Lies, Ugly Truth. Hosted BMAs.
Goddamn right.
It's gonna be lit. Bust. We getting old. We got some New Yorkers in the building. We getting everybody playing.
Cali.
We starting
All
right
day,
now.
baby. LA represent. We gon' do it. LA. I wasn't blessed with y'all.
That's it.
Baby, we got you. We
Let's
gon'
go.
do this.
It's gonna be live. It's gonna be
We
live.
live.
My man can do like 20 voices.
Hold on, we all recording.
All
We
of them.
all recording. There's recording here.
Yeah.
Brew.
Let's sign a contract before we leave. Huh?
He live, so
Yeah,
he
let's sign a contract
live.
before we go out.
Baby,
We live. Live. Know what the time.
Niggas just reiterated. She reiterated. She
Get
said
this-
it's like spades. They don't do no reneging.
All right.
That's all right. That's why I'm there. That's why
And
I'm
we
there.
won't be
Yeah,
enforcing
yeah,
it.
liaison.
We got this.
They ain't gotta be from Baltimore.
Yes.
I'm from Baltimore. There we go. So it is.
We started.
Oh, sorry. Nikki. What a Nikki. It's already been brought. Goddamn it. I want to say no shit. Don't want to buy.
All my
Hold
people
on.
watching, I want you to
My
understand this is
first-
going to happen.
My first declaration is, I'm telling you now, we will be enforcing the dress code.
Got
Oh,
that.
That's the one.
yes.
We will be
Yes.
enforcing.
If you don't wear it, I'm going to
Yes.
fry
We
your
want
ass.
to
will
force
be
people to
enforcing
appreciate the
dress
artist.
code.
Yeah.
And force
We're
people
gonna be at
to.
a theater next year, but
Which,
Of course, it better get bigger.
For the dress
Because
code.
I wasn't doing Howard anymore. I wasn't doing Howard shit anymore. I'm telling you
And we
that.
need to make sure that the people appreciate
Let's
not
do
only the
that.
dress code, but
Beautiful.
appreciate the artists. Like actually stay and listen to these artists.
And we
Instead of
will.
just dipping out.
Beautiful.
See some of those Nation of Islam
No, we
security
also-
guards and put them at the back.
Some of the
No
Power
one,
Ranger niggas.
no one leaves.
Some of the Power Ranger
Those are the
niggas
last.
that scream at you when you walk down the
We
street.
will also
Living your life wrong, brother.
we'll be screening the artists. Because everybody's not making the traveling team. That's it. Shut it down. So you artists, you better get your name up in the streets because we only bringing the people that got their name in the streets.
Yeah.
I don't care who your cousin is.
Lil Nuck Nuck, you're not nominated. Lil Nuck Nuck, you're not nominated.
Not at all.
Sorry.
Not at all.
Lil Nuck Nuck's not nominated this year.
Lord
I'm
Nuck
sorry.
Nuck.
Lord, you right. Lil Nuck Nuck.
Lord
Sorry.
Nuck Nuck.
Sorry. Lil Nuck Nuck.
Then that's LOR nothing.
Right. I don't know how we even came up with that. You know they said Baltimore came up with that, right?
Lord. Yeah,
It's
of course
in the
they
book.
did.
It's in the book. And I'm like, where the hell that R come from? Like,
Lord.
I ain't even trying to be the
Because it used to be Lil. Because Lil wasn't slick enough. You know, I'm Lil Nuck Nuck. You understand? Now you got to throw the
like
Lil
it's our
on
accent
there.
that deep, the accent in Baltimore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lord.
like, what's your name, Shorty? Lord Nuck Nuck.
Lord Nuck
What's
Nuck,
that?
son.
Oh, he said Lord.
Yeah,
L-O-R.
And I really didn't know that you guys have like some accents. Like y'all change your T's to D's. So instead of Baltimore, you say Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No, you say that when you're from here or you lived here longer than
You
5
say
years.
Baltimore.
You say
They also,
It's not even a middle letter in there
The
anymore. It's just
ATUs.
Baltimore.
They
They
changed.
changed
They
ATUs.
changed.
The O's,
They
the
also
U's.
changed S's to Z's.
Yes.
You a lie. What?
Zinc.
Zinc.
The fuck is a zinc?
When is the last
I
time
know
you heard
what
that
zinc
said?
is.
And what 60-year-old
And
said
also
that?
they changed ACUs. It's not Maryland. It's
Zinc.
Maryland.
Because we're from
It's a
here.
lot of slander.
You know what the
going on.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Zinc
lot
is a
of-
goddamn mineral.
It's a lot of
Just-
slander.
Just as my 5 years of being here, I just
a lot of
learned
slander.
a lot of new
That's
things.
what this
The
is.
more you know.
There you go. Put the
You
stars
know
on
what?
there. There you go.
Doo-doo-doo.
Social media.
There you go.
Baltimore with a D. With a D.
With a D.
First of all,
That's right.
Fresh out of the
Baltimore.
Baltimore school system too. That's it.
A lot of jokes.
Y'all might as well just
No, you
have
can tell he fresh out of the Baltimore school.
just have school.
He has
out.
on the uniform.
Just have school out.
Oh.
First off, it's so funny when y'all when I first got down here, it's like Baltimore, the city that reads. I was like, what? Like that's what the other part should have said.
Look, when Smoke was in office, niggas read. All right,
That's very true. You
it
know
was-
what?
listen.
Twinkle.
Oh, so
Thank
when a
you.
man
Well,
was
Kurt-
in office,
No, because Kurt Smoke did his thing.
Well, it was a black man in office. O'Malley was really one kind of fucked us over, but Smoke cared.
Kurt Smoke did his
Kurt-
thing, though.
Kurt
He
Smoke
did.
cared,
He
all right?
did.
and then,
His kids went to the same school we went to.
Mm-hmm.
and
Then we get hell in a
the new man
handbasket.
just said, you know what? You had a man that was embezzling. Then you had Ice Age man.
Talking about
Then
O'Malley.
the party-
These all sound like O'Malley to me. These all sound like O'Malley.
Ice Age man. Which one is the Ice
The
Age?
one right now.
She looks like a.
Oh shit! That's a nice lady.
So
Oh,
now-
I won't do
at
it.
that point,
I won't do it. That's a
ladies
nice
and
woman.
gentlemen,
It's a nice
I like
woman.
you.
yeah.
Chill. I'm about to
took
say
a nice picture
Stephanie. And I see her all the time. She knows me by hey.
Definitely, she's definitely the party queen.
Oh, Stephanie Rollins Blake.
Yes.
She had an office. We can talk about her ass now. No, that's right. That's
I didn't say nothing else. I stopped. I stopped
SRB
talking. You heard me stop
came
talking,
through the
right?
party and shit.
Steph and Zaddy. That's all she's.
Oh my.
All right, man. This has been a lovely, lovely edition of Beautiful Lies and Ugly Truths. My name is Devin. You can find me on Facebook at DEVYNEPPS or IG at Dev_or_die. That's me.
You can find me on Instagram at Violet the Vixen. And you can also find me on Facebook at Violet Mac and on Twitter at Violet_the Vixen.
Let me give you a Twitter one day.
Instagram Ocean149, Facebook Yenny's Ocean Gaming.
I just want my voice to sound like his when he talks. But anyway, Facebook and Instagram is going to be Ellalday, ELLEALLDAY in the paint. That's right.
All right, we're gonna be back next week.
Peace.